Welcome to Methodist, the podcast where two seminarians share stories and laughs from the communion table to the lunch table and everywhere in between. My name is Jake.
And my name is Cynthia.
And let's dive in to today's episode. Since this is our very first episode, we want to talk about what we're doing and why we're doing it. Maybe a little bit about what seminary even is and how we met and why we love Methodism. But we're just trying it out. So stick with us as we try, and we try our best. Cynthia, how was your week?
My week has been chaotic
and
so crazy. This was I guess technically this is our second week of class.
It feels like the first.
It's really the first week. Let's be real. Classes, I've had them.
I've had them.
Student org things.
I've had them. Readings.
Lots of readings.
I've had them.
Already writing. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I have a presentation tomorrow.
Yeah. I have 160 pages I have to read by tomorrow night.
Good luck.
I know.
That's when I say read the first sentence of every paragraph.
Yeah.
And I tell people that, and I don't tell the professors that I do that.
Yeah.
But it's for reading for comprehension, not for reading for completion. That's what I tell first years.
That's right.
What the word seminary, what does that even mean? Means grad school.
It's a great question. Religious grad school.
Religious grad school. So if you thought that grad school sounded hard because it's school part 2, adding spirituality to it and adding something that is kind of taboo to the outside world, to a learning institution, it's a unique experience.
It is. It's I have people in my class, Jake, you might also have people in your class that have been to law school. And I have heard that first year of seminary can be harder than law school for some people.
I actually believe that.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same, reading, writing, all those things. But this is another level of thinking and self-reflection. Now you're being forced to think about yourself and have your core beliefs figured out.
Which might be easier for people who come from a tradition where self-reflection is encouraged, like Methodists. So Cynthia and I are both United Methodists, and we're both discerning and seeking what it looks like to be in ministry. And so we are going to be nerdy about Methodism on this podcast.
A little bit. More than a little bit, actually. It's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot. We did put ish in the title, but it's really no, it should be an exclamation point at the end. Methodist.
We are Methodists, and we're going to talk about it.
And self-reflection is a big part of Methodism. It's John Wesley's 22 questions. That's what that makes me think of.
Yeah. And I was actually just listening to this other podcast that is a United Methodist podcast. And I'm sorry that I'm blanking on the name of it. But it
Get Your Spirit in Check?
I think that's it. And their last episode was with Chris Heckert, who is a pastor in New Jersey. Actually, he was a guest lecturer in our missional evangelism class that Jake and I both took together last semester. And he just wrote a book. And let me pull up what the book is called in case anyone wants to read it.
I want to read it.
But it's called Calling on Fire, Reclaiming the Method of Methodism.
Wait, was this co-written with Ashley Bogan?
It was. And so this whole podcast episode talks about, they interview him basically and talk about the book, but something that he talked about in it was grace groups, which in Methodism, we put a heavy emphasis on small groups, classes, bands, if you will. John Wesley loved them. And so he talks about these grace groups, and the questions are, 1...
You're going to read all of them?
Wait, I had it written down.
I mean, you can.
No, but it's just the questions are so self-reflective. It was how are you doing in your faith journey this week?
Yeah.
And then it was, where have you seen God this week? And then the last question was, what do you need to give up to God this week? And they meet every single week, and they have these questions that they answer. Yeah. And I mean, it's just so vulnerable.
When I was still in Oklahoma, I went to a home group that met every week, and we would pick 2 of Wesley's 22 questions. That's why I asked. I thought you were going to read 22 questions.
Oh,
I was like, no.
No.
Three is good. 3.
You guys can look that up on your own time.
Oh, I love that so much. And that's like putting that emphasis on education and classrooms and small groups.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really what led me to want to come to seminary.
Yeah.
Because I put a lot of emphasis on Christian education. We're both doing the dual degree.
We are. So that is the Master's of Divinity, which is traditionally a 3-year master's, and then also a Master's of Christian Education and Spiritual Formation, super long title. But so combined, it is a 4-year dual master's program.
Which is really exciting. I studied Christian education for my undergrad as well at a United Methodist school. I know you went to a Lutheran school.
I did.
And you studied psychology.
And I did. Yep, Methodist, and went to a ELCA undergrad. I loved it. I loved all my friends there. It was a very diverse school in Minneapolis, so it wasn't like everyone was Lutheran.
Same at OCU.
Yeah.
It was not everybody was Methodist.
Right.
There was plenty of like non-denom, and we had Catholics. We had all kinds of people studying in the religious department, even though our professors were all United Methodist.
Yeah. And I studied psychology and law. That was my one major starting in college, and then added on religious studies later on. So
exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in the church, and so it was interesting to study religion right away. But it was really exciting. We're going to go later in the series of the podcast. We're going to do individual episodes where we kind of tell our full call story and get into that.
Yeah.
But about what I'm doing now and like this idea of Christian education and like why it's so important to me and like why I'm doing it is mostly because in this timeline, we just need education. And,
that's right.
You know, where I come from, Oklahoma is the 50th in education, and like the public schools are not doing a very good job.
Yeah.
And I don't think that replacing them with Christian schools is the answer. I really don't. I think we should have good public schools. But one of the things that's happening right now is there are kids slipping through the cracks that aren't even learning how to read. And so they just need help.
Yeah.
They just need help. They need someone who can stand up for them and cares about them and wants them to succeed in life. So that's why like small groups for children and youth are really important to me, but also this idea of spiritual small groups for adults.
Yes.
I don't know where I'm going with this. Hard
Super
pivot.
Jake, how has your week been?
So busy.
Yeah.
And this is what I was just telling Cynthia off mic is I have been so busy for the last like 4 or 5 days every single day from morning to night. And I secretly love it.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit addicted to cortisol, addicted to stress. I love being busy. It's a problem.
It is. And I'm the same way. And now I'm wondering, is this just common with pastors and like people in ministry? Like they're always so busy and have a hard time saying no.
I think I think this is true, and I think it's because we are the ones who need to practice what we preach the most.
Yeah.
And so I preach to others, slow down, and I preach to others, take time for Sabbath, and I don't take my own advice. And that's why, like, so I think the correlation here is that pastors themselves get so much out of spiritual guidance. Before I was stepping into ministry, what drew me to the church was spiritual guidance, and was people telling me to slow down, and was people giving me the tools to practice Christianity. Practice is my favorite word. I'll say it a million times throughout this series. Practice is my favorite word. And so taking all of that advice helped me and healed me so much that now the reverse side of it is that I'm the one giving all of that advice to everybody, but I'm doing it so much, and I feel this like burden and mission to do it so much and so often that I'm burning myself out and I'm doing too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an endless vicious cycle.
It is. And there's so many people who are doing the same thing. Yeah.
It really is. I mean, this morning I woke up and was worried about feeling rushed. I know you were rushed because you were being a good wife this morning.
I was. Side note, I decided that we were having pot roast for dinner tonight, which meant I needed to get it in the crock pot before 8 a.m. And so
Good luck to you.
It is now 9 a.m. And so I was rushing, chopping up the onion, the potatoes, the carrots, searing the pot roast on the stove and getting it all together in the crock pot before coming here to film. So
well, I know that Nolan will enjoy it.
He will. I mean, he better. It is going to be good.
I want the leftovers. No, I'm kidding.
No, I will. I'll drop you off a plate.
Okay. But this morning I was so worried about feeling rushed, and I didn't have a pot roast to make. But there's like a song from this one worship group that's called "The Slower I Go," and I was like humming and singing the words to that song because I have to remind myself that like there is enough time, and I don't have to feel rushed. Like that's why I wake up early on purpose, and I have to move slowly. And I have to allow myself to move slowly.
Yeah.
And then also this idea of God's time. That's what my friend Joey says a lot. He says he read a book called God's Time, and it was about a guy who moved from a big city to a small town and realized that in a small town, time moves slower.
It does.
Yeah.
Coming from someone who grew up in the middle of nowhere, small town.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel that the difference between how time moves in New Jersey versus Oklahoma is very real to me. I think, and sometimes I think there's like a scientific explanation. There's got to be a scientific explanation.
I'm sure there's research on it.
Of like the equator being closer and like like how the world moves because the time is longer. The day is longer in Oklahoma than it is up here.
Yeah.
But you're from Maryland.
I am. I'm from the Eastern Shore, so right now we're in Princeton, New Jersey, both attending Princeton Theological Seminary. The Eastern Shore of Maryland, where I grew up, is about 2 hours, 15 minutes from here, so not too far, but not the part of Maryland that is really cool and interesting and has lots of things to do, but the part of Maryland that is cornfield for miles and miles and miles and miles. So that's where I grew up, middle of nowhere.
I love that, though.
Yeah.
I want to move to the middle of nowhere. It's a secret dream of mine. But I don't think I will. I don't think I'll get the chance because I'm doing too much.
You're doing too much. And you love Oklahoma City too much.
I love Oklahoma
Let's be real.
City. I could tell you guys all about it, but I won't.
That'll be another...
I'll say we'll do a whole episode about...
On Oklahoma City, we'll do a whole episode. Jake could talk for an hour about it.
I really could. It could be a solo episode. It could be on the Patreon. Just kidding. We don't have a Patreon.
No. No, we do not.
Maybe one day.
Do we want to talk about how we met?
Yes.
Because I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, how did we meet? And I think it was at church. Yeah. I think that hypothetically, the first time I met you was at...
I think I heard your name before I met you.
Probably. They were like, oh, there's another Methodist
There's a new Methodist, and she's probably going to be on the cohort mod team.
Yeah. And I think I met you and our dear friend Libby, who just graduated, at Seminary Fest, but I didn't really meet you. No. I walked up to the table, the Methodist student group table, and was like, hello, and then left.
And we were probably like, hi, here's a sticker and a miniature horse.
And actually, I don't even think I got a miniature horse.
No, we didn't have them. We didn't have them last year. We forgot.
But then I think I met you at church at Kingston.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. But we both met because we're in seminary, but we happened to both go to the same small Methodist church that's a little bit out of town.
Yeah, like 2-3 miles away.
Yeah. It's only about 10 minutes from where our apartments are.
Yeah.
Which that's a great thing. We live in this community that is life together community. We live in what is that called?
I mean, they do call it life together here.
Yeah, but there's a word for it. Residential.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We go to a residential school.
Yes. Yeah. That's correct. Well, yeah, where we live there's like, is there 4 apartment complexes? Like,
Kind of, yeah.
it's like 4 apartment buildings all in like one campus, I guess. And we all, like, basically all the students live there. And so we all have our own apartment, and Jake lives right across the street from me. I could just walk outside and wave to him.
That's why she's giving me pot roast later.
Exactly. Which is, I mean, sometimes it's a blessing and a curse, really, to live near all of your classmates and friends, and sometimes professors even live there too. So,
it is embarrassing. You can be like out on a walk,
yeah,
in your most disheveled clothes, and see a very intense scholar walk past you and be like, "Oops,
you didn't need to see me like this."
Yeah. But also, you did, because this is what life together looks like.
That's right. You get to see me at all of my moments.
Yeah. Which is I mean, like, it's really, truly the village model, and I am going to miss it so much.
Yeah. Well, you still have 2 more years.
I know.
So don't cry now.
I know.
Cry
I'll
in 2
cry
years.
you a river.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we both met at church.
We did.
I love church.
Same. Which makes sense. We're both studying religion, and
yeah. But if you don't like church, dear listener, that's okay.
That's okay.
You can still listen.
And we still love you.
Yeah. I've been talking to people. I've been trying to tell some people that I think they would like church, and not necessarily the United Methodist Church. I think people should go where they fit and where their ministry will flourish, or where their hearts will be filled the most. For me, that is the UMC. But I've been trying to tell some people that community is important.
Yeah.
Especially right now, in this antisocial generation.
Oh my gosh. The lonely epidemic, whatever Gen Z we're going through. We're both Gen Z, by the way.
Oh, yeah. That's why we are, that's why we're so funny.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But no, that's real. And I mean, I took a young adult spirituality class last fall, and young adults are spiritual, and they want to be spiritual. There's research to prove it. Yeah, there's research to prove it, and you can be spiritual and not go to church. Mm-hmm. However, the community aspect is really important, I think, in growing in your faith, but also just like growing in yourself and knowing who you are, and you don't have to walk through life alone. Right? There are people that want to love and support you, and that you can find a community in a church. You can find community outside of church too, but
but especially with all of this antisocialness, but also this need for older community members, intergenerational community. This is a big part of my witness and my testimony and my story is when I went to church, all of the sudden I had like 6 or 7 grandmas. Yeah. And I think a lot of people take for granted, how do you say that word?
For granted, yeah.
Okay. They take for granted how important it is to have older people in your life who are wiser than you, who lived at a different time period, but there's nothing new under the sun. Yeah. So they may have lived in a different time period, but I promise you, they went through the same things you're going through. They went through heartbreak. They went through struggle. They went through loss of hope. They went through the Great Depression, if they're old enough. You know, they have memories of the 1930s and 40s. And as the world keeps turning and turning and turning, shout out Ecclesiastes, there's a lot to learn from people who have not given up. Yeah. And they've lived to be so old.
And so wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned so much from the older people in our church.
And it doesn't mean I agree with them.
No.
We have a new perspective to bring.
That's right.
But that's my experience too, being from Oklahoma, is having a church filled with people who disagree with each other. I come from a purple church. We've got triple Trump voters, and we have black gay married men who sit next to each other in Sunday school, and they love each other. Yeah. And that's hard to explain to some people.
Mhm.
because it doesn't feel like a safe space when you let people who disagree with each other be in community with each other. But I've also learned to say that we can't promise that spaces are safe, but we can promise that spaces are respectful.
Mhm.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, I
Like
see
I
that.
can't promise that somebody else won't be mean to you, but I can
Right.
promise that I won't be mean to you.
Right. And that,
It's about individual trust.
yeah. Yeah.
Same being a youth director too. My kids aren't necessarily bullying each other, but they are not respecting one another.
Mhm.
And that's something that just all teenagers do. And it's hard for me when I wish I could promise that nobody was going to disrespect one another, but that's not how humans work.
Right. Yeah.
But when we see each other as human, when we see each other as brothers and sisters, it really does change how we grow, and knowing that people can grow and change and become more respectful,
Yeah.
you know?
I do. And even though, people might disagree with each other, especially in like a church community, you have something in common.
Mm-hmm.
You believe in Jesus Christ, and you believe that God loves all people,
Yeah.
and you believe in the Bible, I hope. I don't know.
Or you don't. Or you don't.
Or you don't,
I have
and you're
friends-
trying to learn, I guess.
I have friends who would call themselves, you know how some people say they're spiritual but not religious?
Yes.
I have some friends who call themselves religious and not spiritual.
I also have a friend that said that to me once.
Yeah, and it's kind of this idea of you actually are still welcome in the church if you don't know what you believe yet.
Yes.
If you haven't figured it all out, which none of us have, but
Yeah.
even if you really, really struggle to find the words, and if you're, excuse me, if you're not too sure about this Jesus guy, you are also still welcome.
That's right.
Because you also deserve to have grandmas in your life
Mhm.
and people who will support you mentally, emotionally, even financially sometimes, even like to have that web of support. Even if you're not sure that you understand what all this is about yet, you're still welcome.
Yeah,
Because the doors are open to anybody.
that's right.
Open hearts, open minds, open doors.
Yeah. And on the note of being spiritual and not religious, or religious and not spiritual, I feel like that can also ebb and flow for people too. I just want to name that.
Seasons.
There's seasons. I just went through a season where I was very religious and not very spiritual, and now I'm going back, and being and I named that for myself.
Mhm.
And now I'm focusing more on my spiritual practices to balance that out. I think there should be a balance of religious and spiritual. For me, that would be ideal. And so now at this point in my journey, I am trying to fix that balance for me and have, be a little bit more spiritual, a little less religious, still religious.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to be a pastor one day. So you have to be religious, I think, for that.
At least a little bit.
At least a little bit.
But I am. I really
Yeah.
do. I love the cyclical nature of the liturgical calendar.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd, everybody.
Yes.
What does the word liturgical mean? The liturgical calendar is the seasons of the church. You know how there's like fall, winter, spring, and summer?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if I told you there was Advent, Easter, Pentecost?
That's pretty much it.
That's actually it. And
Yeah.
then kingdom time, which is also called ordinary time, but I think kingdom time sounds cooler.
Yeah.
And this, it is the nature of the church and the order of the church that brings me a lot of comfort. Like how the sun is going to rise in the morning. I know that the seasons will change. And it lines up so perfectly with the seasons. Like how winter and like
Jesus' resurrection.
like spring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Spring and Easter line up so well, and
Yeah.
then like coming through the dark parts of winter, being in Lent.
Yeah. Advent.
Yeah. Well, Advent happens not at the beginning, but in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
In Christmas time, which is really good. I feel like humans need something to bring us happiness when it's so cold outside and so dark. But then also we go through this longing and waiting for spring. And then when spring happens, we have Easter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
What
I didn't know.
Thank you for sharing, Jake.
Thank you.
No, I do feel like right now we're at the turning of the seasons, really. Like this morning, it is gloomy and kind of cold.
Yeah.
And we're starting fall, and the trees are already starting to change.
I took a picture this morning of leaves on the ground. I'll post it on our Instagram.
Wow. It's just so soon. I feel like it's soon, but I guess it's not. It's September.
Cynthia.
Jake.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? It's a great question. Is this podcast going to be like 5 hours long?
No.
Okay. Then I'll go into what I'm doing.
Huh?
I'll go into it.
Okay.
Okay. What am I doing? Second year in seminary. Wow. I was working at a church, doing children's ministry, kind of learned that that was a lot of work for doing seminary full-time and working at a church as a director of children's ministry.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
And then I also did why it was also a lot was because I was doing field education, which is a requirement at the seminary. I think it's a requirement pretty much at every seminary. Yeah. Which is great. Field education is so important. And I loved my field ed site. I did it at a nonprofit called the Workwell Partnership in Trenton, New Jersey. And I had a great time. But I was working there full time. And also doing children's ministry, and then also kind of still doing school over the summer. So it was just like, this is a lot. So I did end up quitting, but also having like an open conversation with the church of like, I could come back if you want, like I'm here for you and I still want to support you and love you. I love that congregation and the kids there. So like, if you need me, call me and I'll be there for you. Just not on a regular basis where I work and am employed by your church. And so stop doing that. Now what I'm doing, entering my second year, is really trying to focus on school, and just there's so much that goes with school. Jake and I have already said the reading, writing lots of papers. And last year being a first year student, there's just so much. And I feel like I didn't really get to enjoy the actual academic side of it because, one, they force you to take classes that you don't really care about. Like, no offense, church history is important. I know it is.
I love church history.
I know you do. It's not my interest.
That's why we're different parts of the body of Christ.
That's right.
And I can't be an ear. I can like history and you can hate it.
Exactly. So it's just not my interest. I also married a history major. Okay, I get it. History's important.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they make you take classes that you're not really interested in, and there's a lot of reading and writing, and everything is new, and you don't know anyone. So I was very stressed. And so at this point in my life, I just want to slow down. We just talked about that. Slow down. And I want to get a lot out of the readings that we're doing, and I want to remember it.
Yes.
So that's my big focus this semester, this academic year. I'm also doing administrative work for my church, and that is like 5 to 8 hours a week. It's like it's not crazy. So I feel like I have a good balance of like church life, still being involved in ministry, like in a professional-esque level, I guess.
I weirdly feel like administrative roles are really fun.
They are.
Because
I love it.
It's actually just like organizing things, and people like us just love that.
I love organization. I'm a very type A person.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
So organized. So I love the administrative work. I love managing the website. I love planning things, helping things run smoothly. Like, I love everything about it. So I'm doing that, and I'm doing school, and I'm also in a bunch of student organizations, which is crazy.
I know that probably will dwindle over.
Yeah. So Jake and I run the Wesleyan student group on campus, and we're the co-moderators for it. But I'm also a part of the gender and sexuality student group, and I'm also a part of the evangelical student fellowship. So like, I'm involved.
You're involved.
Probably a little too much,
A little
but
too much. That was me. That was me last year. So
Yeah.
I literally see you following my footsteps. I'm 1 year ahead of Cynthia,
see,
and we've had like the same
we've had the
life
same
problems.
Yes. No, literally.
I mean, for real.
And because so when I started seminary, I was in the MDiv program.
Mhm.
Period. That was it. And then last semester decided to switch. So now I'm here an extra year. So I'm just trying to enjoy it. Just trying to enjoy it.
This year I've really kind of the catchphrase I've been telling people is that I want to treat it like I'm living in a monastery.
Yeah.
And that school and work is the only thing I have to worry about, because I mean, we do want to acknowledge that the world is falling apart.
Yeah.
And
it is.
That is stressful.
It is.
I can't with the breaking news. I can't with the breaking news. I mean, I need
every day.
I want to stay informed, but there's also a matter of taking care of yourself and being able to put your own mask on so you can put the mask on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that is the idea of taking a step back and slowing down and focusing on school. That's what all summer long I was like, I cannot wait for school to start so that I have something to focus on.
Yeah.
So that I can stop focusing on the doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Even though the doom and gloom is important, but that's why I'm in school.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and then, can I tell a quick anecdote?
Yeah, of course you can.
I brought up the body of Christ earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to bring it up again because this has been the thing that has provided me with a lot of stability in my understanding of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I get really overwhelmed. I get really overwhelmed with the state of the world. Like, so much. Like, it makes me want to cry. And I do cry because
Same.
crying is good for you.
Same.
Actually. I know I've been spiraling when I'm thinking about every single problem, and especially when I start to think about the coral reefs. And you've probably heard this anecdote
Yes.
before, but it's a good one. I get really worried about the coral reefs because if they go away, we will all die. But because they provide the most oxygen of anything in our atmosphere. The ocean provides the most oxygen, and the coral reefs provide the most oxygen to the ocean. And they are bleaching at an unprecedented rate and dying. And it scares me and it freaks me out. But also, I'm not a marine biologist. And so one day I had this realization. I was watching this happy news video on YouTube, and somebody said there are scientists who are trying to genetically modify coral reefs to withstand higher temperatures. And it was in that moment that it hit me that is not my job, but it is somebody else's job.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people who are doing their job. And and God made scientists. And God made preachers.
That's right.
And it is okay for me to be doing what I'm doing because this is my part. This is my part in the body of Christ. And I don't have to be so worried about the coral reefs. I mean, I should worry a little, but I don't have to be so worried about it because there are people who are working on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we all have our own gifts and talents and skills. And yeah.
So
we can't do it all.
I can donate a few dollars here and there, but I don't need to really, really panic about the coral reefs.
Exactly.
And it is okay for me to be focused on my seminary classes.
Yes, it is. And on that note too, I just had my district committee meeting last.
Me too.
Yeah, we both did. In the past week, and one of the questions was like, how do you take care of yourself outside of like church and things? And I was like, the world is really heavy right now, and it makes me really sad actually. And so acknowledging all of that, and also everything that Jake said of like, you can't do it all. You have to focus on the gifts that God gave you, and trust that God gave the other gifts to the other people to do their thing. And I was like, I just like to watch sitcoms.
Amen.
I just like to, when I am feeling overwhelmed and stressed, I'm watching Parks and Rec. Like, yeah. I just need a good laugh and know that like everything is going to be okay. If it's not okay, that's also okay. But and just do something that's a little silly.
Amen, sister.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to comedy podcasts, every single day.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Comedy Bang Bang universe. Everybody go listen to them. Not really. I mean, you can. Sometimes I get embarrassed when I tell people because I'm like, I can't promise that the next episode is going to be a good one. So
Right.
I started listening in 2019, and podcasts are probably the main form of media that I consume, actually. More
Wow.
than anything else. More than movies, more than shows. But I'm
Interesting.
weird. But I'm weird.
You know, that's okay. I actually don't listen to that many podcasts. And I don't know why. Jake, when do you listen to podcasts? Like, how do you have time to listen to podcasts?
All the time. But that's the thing. I'm not sitting down to listen to one beginning to end.
Right.
So
You're doing things, I'm assuming.
I'm doing things. I'm washing the dishes. I'm petting my cats. I'm sending emails.
Okay.
I am in the car. Especially if the drive is less than 10 minutes, I'm listening to music. If it's over 10 minutes, I'm listening to a podcast. That's kind of how I do it with car time. And then also mostly just cleaning the house. Dilly-dallying.
Yeah. That's great. I don't listen to that many podcasts, but when I do, it's always on a walk.
Oh, yeah. And in the gym.
Yeah. So I try to walk every day if I can, like go on like at least a 30-minute walk just around. We live in a beautiful place.
Gorgeous.
So beautiful. So I'm like, I have to take advantage of living here, first of all.
And it keeps you grounded too. The season's changing.
That's right. So I try to take advantage of that and go on a little walk outdoors, and I'll listen to a podcast. And I guess also when I fold my laundry, because that takes me a long time.
Yeah.
To fold and put away laundry. So I usually put on a podcast then.
Yeah. I try to do my chores on Saturdays, but with football season, it's a little harder.
With football season, don't get me started.
I know. On Saturday, I'm going to a football game with your husband.
I know. No, and I love that for you guys.
I'm very excited about it.
And we watched football together last Saturday. I had a very football weekend. For someone who, don't cancel me.
That's okay.
I don't really care about football.
You are still loved.
However, thank you. However, I'm from Maryland. My family, huge Ravens fans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't care at all about football except the Ravens. And I couldn't really tell. Actually, Nolan, my husband, was telling me like what a first down meant while we were watching the Ravens game on Sunday. Don't even get me started on the Ravens game on Sunday. It was
What happened?
Well, they lost.
I'm so
in the fourth quarter. They were up.
Oh no.
They were up by like a lot.
No, that's the worst.
And they lost in the fourth quarter. I was screaming. I was yelling. I went to sleep. I was like, get me out of here. I actually fell asleep in the third quarter because we were up by so much. And also this was like late. Like I think the game probably ended around like 11:30.
Cynthia, that's what they call an upset.
Yeah.
Is when the team that was slated to win doesn't win.
Well, it was upsetting.
It was upsetting.
I went to sleep. Third quarter, I was like, we got this in the bag. I'm wearing a Ravens jersey too, okay? And I'm texting my father. And I'm like, yeah, Ravens got another touchdown. And he's making fun of me.
I mean, the family football chat is real.
Yeah.
Mine's filling up on Saturdays because here's the thing. The NFL is better in the North and the college football is better in the South.
That makes sense.
So that's why I don't even have an NFL team. Nolan's trying to convince me that the Ravens is my team.
Well, first of all, they're good. Why did they lose on Sunday? I'm done.
My team is the Oklahoma Sooners.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner.
And I'm learning a lot about college football because I know nothing about it. I don't know any of the teams, but
That's literally me with the NFL. I don't know anything about the NFL.
So, I feel like I have to be an Oklahoma fan.
Fly, Eagles, fly, I guess. I'm just kidding. No. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, here you really
have
to. You have to be an Eagles fan here.
Everyone at the church I'm working at now.
Oh, I'm sure everyone.
The church I'm working at now, my last meeting with the pastor, he said, I have a standing appointment with the Philadelphia Eagles, so you cannot plan any church events if there's an Eagles game at that time.
It's that serious.
I actually had to go back into my schedule and look at the Eagles schedule and move some times around. So we're having a youth town hall, and I moved it to 5:30 because the Eagles have a 1:00 game that day. So I was like, okay. So I literally, in the advertisement, I put in parentheses, after the Eagles game.
Yeah. It's that serious.
It's that serious.
And if they find out you're not an Eagles fan,
That's
run.
okay. We recently had a day where you were supposed to wear your jersey to church, and I was the only one in a college football jersey,
Yeah.
and it was Oklahoma. And no one up here is even. A lot of times, I'm the first person people have met who is from Oklahoma.
I think you are the first. No, you're the second person I've met from Oklahoma.
Wow, I'm honored.
Yeah. The first was my old pastor.
Wow.
She was from Oklahoma.
Jess?
No. No, you don't know her.
Jess is also from Oklahoma. She used to be a pastor at Kingston, but
Oh, I didn't know.
so she
Jess
was never your pastor.
No, but I didn't know she was from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm learning so many new things
That's
about
why
Oklahoma.
there's 2 pins from Oklahoma on the map at Kingston.
So Justin, who else?
Me.
Oh.
Cut this out. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Anyways, football.
Yeah.
I feel like this feels like a good ending
point. Yeah. I mean, we were going to talk about why we left Methodism, but we really sprinkled that throughout the episode.
I think, yeah.
And you're going to hear so much more. You're
are.
going to hear so much more. So we should wrap into our benediction. Okay. This is the segment of our episode we're going to call the benediction. Unless we come up with a funnier name, but I think that's really fun.
Someone
means,
email us or DM us a funnier name.
Yeah.
If you have
what
one.
is our email? livingmethodmedia@gmail.com. Send us an email. Or send us a DM on Instagram. You can follow us, Living Method Media. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Send us a DM about what you think we should do for our next benediction. But today, our final segment, I have a game for you, Cynthia. I have prepared a game.
Oh my goodness.
And it's called Hymn or Heresy. Are you ready to play?
I just know I'm going to fail this
No,
and then
no.
I'm going to be like disowned by the church.
No. It's going to be good. There are 2 that are easy and there are 2 that are a little harder. And
so you say
there's only
easy
4
and I'll still probably get them wrong.
There's only 4 questions.
Okay.
I'm going to read you a sentence, and you have to tell me if it is from a Charles Wesley hymn or not.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
I hope. And if you don't get any of them, that's okay, too.
That's okay, because guess what? God still loves me.
God still loves you, and I will still love you, but I do think you'll get it, and I do think it will be funny.
Okay.
So this first sentence, is it a hymn or is it a heresy? My chains fell off, my heart was free. I rose, went forth, and followed thee.
Him.
Yeah. Do you know which one it is?
No.
It's And Can It Be?
And Can It Be? To be
United-
honest, you would think that I would know more hymn. I don't know any hymn titles. I just know how they go.
We have a friend named Libby who has like the numbers memorized and everything.
It could never be me. I'm also just not really a music type person in the church. Like I'm just like I like the way this sounds. This one's a good one.
Yeah. Well, just for Libby, I'll say this is United Methodist Hymnal 363 is And Can It Be? So go listen to it. It's a really good song. Okay, here's number 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
I think that's also him.
You're wrong.
What?
This is from William Shakespeare's Sonnet 18.
Okay.
This was the tricky one.
First of all, the thee really got me.
Yeah.
I was like, this has got to be a hymn.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be quoting like Taylor Swift or something.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was looking at Taylor Swift lyrics.
You were trying to trick me.
I was trying to trick you. Okay. Here's the third one. Lives again our glorious King, Alleluia. Where, O death, is now thy sting, Alleluia.
Him?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know which one it is?
No.
This one's my favorite one. It's Christ the Lord is risen today.
Oh, that is a good one.
Hymn number 302.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Okay, and here's our last one.
Okay.
And there will come a time you'll see where with no more tears and love will not break your heart but dismiss your fears.
I think that's heresy, not a hymn.
You're right. This is Mumford & Sons After the Storm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
That's not bad.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to Methodish. Be sure to like and subscribe and share the pod. Connectionalism isn't just for Methodists. It works for podcasts too. Better yet, let your grandma's Sunday school class know about it, or ask the church secretary to add it to your newsletter. Our current goal is to grow our audience of circuit riders to 100 strong. See you next time.